Hello, 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 hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. And you, Nate?
I'm great. I'm great. Thanks so much for making the time.
Thanks for inviting me.
Is this your home studio there behind you?
Uh, there, my home studio. I'm in the basement. My son's kid.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So your son plays as well, huh?
yes, man. Yes,
How old is he?
he's 3 years old and he's playing like you know arrangement, different songs, different time signature. He playing a lot, man. Yeah.
Did he listen? Does he listen to you when you practice and perform?
Every day, every day. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, it's so important. So important.
And you, my friend, how is everything?
It's great. Yeah, I'm in New York. I'm in Brooklyn. I don't have a practice studio in my house because here the noise would cause people to complain. But I'm very lucky to have a rehearsal studio nearby. It's about 10 minutes from here, and I can walk. So yeah, I shoot podcasts from home, and then I have my studio where I shoot videos, and that's about it. Yeah. Are you in Brazil currently, or where are you calling from?
Iowa.
Iowa. Okay.
I'm in Iowa. Quiet space, good for family, but no, much gigs or concerts, Yeah,
Yeah.
online. I'm working online every day.
Do you still do tours, or is that more infrequent these days?
Infrequent, yeah. I will be in Europe again in September.
Well, let me go through the questions I sent you, so that
Let's
so that
go. Let's
yeah.
go. I'm sorry about my English. I'm learning every day, practicing every day. Let's do it.
All right. Well, Isaac, thanks for joining me. My first question is, who were your biggest influences when you were learning?
My mom was my biggest influence because she plays guitar and dance in school of samba in Brazil. So when I was 14 years old, she asked me to play samba. In that time, I was playing, grooves, soul music, black music, rock, pop. And she asked me, "Hey, babe, can you play samba for me?" I was 14. Then, when I turned 23, she looked at me and say, "You play samba." Yeah, it was my goal. Yeah, but as a drummer, I have Edson Machado and Milton Banana. Those guys are like Tom Williams and Buddy Rich in Brazil. Yeah, that's my biggest influence. Brazilian jazz style, but Milton Banana and Edson Machado.
Well, how big a difference can a good teacher make for a young drummer? And was there a teacher like that for you?
Yeah, for me, the a great if you want to be a great teacher, you need to show you need to express musicality in your students. For me, the music world it's about musicality, not technique. How can I use my technique to be musical, like a pianist or a very high, musicality. For me, if you need to be a big teacher, you need to teach about music, not about technique only. For me, that's the point. And my teacher, it's Andre Limon Queiroz from Brazil. He's a master, the best teacher I know, man. Definitely, you know, Andre. Limão Queiroz.
And at what age did you start to study with him?
22. I was 22 years old. 22 years old. I had five teachers. Five teachers. The last one was Andre Limão Queiroz, the best one. Showed me like how can I be musical. Not only technique. A lot of notes and blah, 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 and doesn't make sense. Playing. Have a great flow. Playing like Buddy Rich, like Tony Williams, like that.
Yeah, it's not just the things you learn to play, it's the way you use them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like how you respond to what's going on around you. I remember there was a famous Tony Williams interview where people were asking about what he played with Miles. And I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something like, well, you can't take me out of that band. Like everything I played was in response to something Miles was playing, or Wayne, or Herbie, or Ron. So the musical instincts.
That's the point. In my country, like we can say that pianist, it's a very great musician, but drummer, it's like a drummer. In my country, in Brazil, it's not easy to you have like how can I say that word, like how that's not easy. The drummer be like important musician in Brazil. It's like, okay, he's a drummer.
Like a bad reputation.
Yeah, reputation. Yeah. But the pianist, it's like a very good musician, but he's a drummer. He's a drummer. That's crazy, right? That's great.
Yeah, well, I think you've certainly done a lot to show that the drums can be just as much a musician as everyone else, as have a lot of the great drummers. I mean, we were talking about Tony, but also Buddy Rich, Vinny Colaiuta, one of my favorite Brazilian drummers, Ayrton Moreira.
Ayrton Moreira.
Yeah, all showcased the ability of drums to be musicians as well.
Yes, that's a very good name. Ayrton Moreira. Yeah, he's a master.
And on that note, I do have a technical question.
Okay. I have an answer.
What are some things people get wrong about the push-pull technique that allows you to play sixteenths on the cymbal with one hand? And how would you recommend a complete beginner start learning that technique?
For me, the most important thing when you are playing 16 continuous will be about the accents. Play accents and no accents. It doesn't, it will not make sense play samba 16 notes if you don't have accents. Like diggy 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 diggy. That's not samba. So before Ramon Montagnier, do you know Ramon Montagnier?
Yes, I've heard of him.
Before Ramon, push and pull was like, playing like how can I say this word?
Completely uniform, flat.
Uniform, flat.
Yeah.
Diggy, 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 diggy. After Ramon Montagnier, now we can like make, play push and pull and make accent. I don't use push and pull. I like to use, second grip and use my wrist and fingers to have a tick 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 tick. I don't like but for me the most important thing, you can play like 90 bpms, 100 bpms, 130 bpm, but if you can't play accents, will be a problem. But you can play 70 BPMs, but if you can make accents, will be Brazilian.
Is your son working on this at all? Does he ask you questions about it?
No yet. No yet. He's playing a lot of pop, rock, And when I ask him to play bossa nova, he used right hand on floor tone and left hand on snare, like doom, da doom, da doom, doom, da doom, doom, da doom, doom. It's like that. That's so funny.
If he asks you how to start practicing it, what's the first thing you would recommend?
First of all, the drummer needs to be right with the technique, hand technique, finger technique. If your wrist it's working well to play other styles, if you have, first grip, second grip, if you can master French, German, American, if you are correct using your fingers, wrist, you know, the second step will be like, show your hands to play together this style, because it's like, for me, it's simple and easy. Play just my right hand and faster.
Yeah.
But when I have the second hand playing different way, so yes, will be, that's why I created the smart hands. Many ways to you master both hands playing together, but in different ways.
Is that your course?
Yes, it's my course, Smart Hands, a book and videos course.
Okay.
I can play like that, but when I have it's different. It's different.
So if they're not synced up, then it's chaos.
Yeah, yes.
So the first challenge is the hands, and then the next challenge is syncing everything up so that the different parts of your body are moving.
Yes,
together.
in different ways. We'll never be like together. Jack, 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 jack. No. It's That's the.
I love it. You're making me dance.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, that's Brazilian. That's Brazilian stuff.
Well, on that note, what impresses you about young drummers? So if you're looking at Instagram or something,
Musicality.
Okay.
If I can watch like many videos, drummers playing a lot will be okay for me. But if I see like a younger drummer, like 14, playing with, in high level musicality level, wow, for me, wow. How to interpret arrangement, have a flow playing songs and different, time signature. That's the point for me. Like playing 7/8, difficult arrangement, and play like really playing. Wow, for me it's like, but like okay. For me that's the biggest difference.
Do you think it's possible to practice musicality, or do you think you just need to play with other people a lot?
For me, the process is listening a lot. Okay. Second, play by yourself with drum last, play along, and then play with people and watch people playing in live, to be like a musical. Yes, for me that's 4 different points to get musicality. And actually, if you like, for me, all exercises, all rudiments needs to give me some melody. If paradiddle will be like for me, that's you know, I can play some more. I can do some more, you know, and the a very good concept that I use in my playing is I don't like to play the rudiment, you know, and over and over and over and over, you know, like I like to put this in the concept. You know, not playing.
So you want to take an idea and practice using it creatively as quickly as possible, so that you're never just staying in one place playing kind of a static rudiment. Like as soon as you have it under your hands, you're exploring musical ways to orchestrate it.
Yes. For me, a good point that a good teacher needs to show the student it's like, okay, put your hands to play some melodies. And then after that, let's see what rudiments you are using. You know, first musicality first. Then let's see. Okay, let me see what I'm playing. What are I'm using? You know. So okay, now I got it. I'm using 16s. I'm using paradiddles, double paradiddles. I'm using Swiss arm triplets. So oh, now I know. So I was just playing.
Do you feel like by the time you started playing, you'd already been listening to a lot of music, so you felt like you already had ideas inside of you, and it was just a matter of how to express them?
Both listen, 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 listen. Yes, amazing drummers. You know, like Tony Williams. You know, like Buddy Rich. Yeah, for me that's the point. Harry Hoyning. You know, Bill
Mm.
Stewart, Kendrick Scott. Also, Dave Wacko, Vinny Colaiuta. You know, for me, that's the point. That's the point. And then, um, for me, the hardest thing as a drummer is have your own fingerprint. How can I be Isaac Jamba? And you know, that's the hardest thing for me.
And how much do you think about that? Do you make a big effort to build your own voice, or do you just do your thing and trust that it will come out naturally?
I think you know, we need to, you know, run through it every day. For me, it's like I can see like, you know, Ben Grab playing a technique and using some concept, and I can say I don't want to play that. I know that's amazing. I know that's unbelievable, but I don't want. Okay, I will find another way to I know you know like sounds kind of but different. You know, for me that's like we can't just see and say like wow, I'll take this exercise and play. And for me, Nate, I use this every day. Like I can practice one exercise like put my hand to play, my left hand to play first, second, and fourth note. Cha 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 cha. And then have some two or three or four combinations in my right hand. So I will have four exercises. For me, that's the wrong way. For me, that's the wrong way. If I want to have this hand working to play some in my right hand, I need to, you know, to show my right hand how play like how to be freedom. So long process, maybe over 1 year, you know. Then tick it, tick, 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 tick. But now I need to have a musicality by Isac Jamba here. I can't say like, oh man, now my hand is playing first, second, third, and now I have 2 or 4 combinations to play, and that's it. That's the point for me to get musicality again, you know. Okay, I'm practicing fast doubles in my feet. But I have 3 combinations. I play tungu dungu bago dungu dung or sixth, you know, and that's it. No, no, no. What I can play without my feet? Let's see. Okay, now put the feet and play the same level. You know,
Yeah.
for me that's that's the way that I use every day. Is practice every day, you know, go through every day.
Yeah, which is a perfect segue into my next question, which is how big a role do you believe talent plays in a drummer's success versus hard work?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So I think that like okay, for me, okay, Nate, for me, Jesus, you know, can give, you know, for me like from 0 to 10, 3 or give it, you know, and for Dave Wacko like 7, you know, you know. But we need to get you know, your gift and practice it every day, because I don't trust that, you know, that you can be like high level using only your gift without hard work, you know. For me, that's the most important thing will be the hard work. Hard work. Yes, for sure. For sure. I saw many students with high level gift 20 years late, you know, playing football. Playing football. And others, like, that's so difficult to play pop. 20 years late, professional drummers. Hard work. Hard work, that's the most important thing for us as a drummer. Definitely.
Sometimes when we start to play the drums, it's very difficult.
Okay.
And there are periods we find when it feels like a struggle. And sometimes we wonder, maybe I shouldn't be playing the drums. Maybe I should be a drummer, maybe I shouldn't be a drummer. If someone asked you, how do I know? Should I be a drummer? Shouldn't I be a drummer? What do you say to them?
Let me see if I understand. If I'm understanding. Okay. I'm sorry about my English, man. So, are you talking about like give up?
Yes.
Okay, no.
Give up or keep going.
For me, you know, I have the first and second way playing drums, the second way playing drums. You know, I can't be like happy. I can't be like, you know, ah man, I don't know. I need to play drums. For me, you know, that's my life. I can't change my life for $1 million. I can't. For me, it's playing drums. That's part of my life. And yes, man, I think that Jesus gave me this gift, you know, to spread love. So I can't be completely without playing drums. For me, that's not. I don't have another way.
So maybe one answer is you're meant to play drums if you can't imagine doing anything else.
I can't. Yes.
And on that note, what would you say to someone who gets nervous to perform in front of people? What
Okay.
advice would you give them?
I want to say just one more thing.
Oh yeah, of course.
When I got United States 7 years ago, in that time I don't had a studio, home studio. In Brazil, I had my entire life, and it was the hardest part of my life until this day.
Hmm.
You know, 1 year and 1.5 year without studio. Man, I was like boring. I was like confused, and I asked my wife, "Babe, let's go to Brazil. I love United States. I want to be here. That's my dream. I know that's good for me for my career being United States. So things will happen here, you know. But without drums, I can live. I
Hmm.
can't live. So just to you see, I love America, and I'm living my dream. I'm living my dream. I love America. This is like, for me, that's my house. Yes, yes. And but without drums, I prefer to, back to Brazil.
Hmm.
That's the point, man. But drums, it's like my life, my life. Okay, next question, please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. No, that's a great answer. And I feel like I feel like I want to take some of these things and put them just like on an inspirational loop. So if I don't feel like practicing, I can just play Isaac talking about like if I couldn't play drums, I might as well have gone back to Brazil. And then it's like, well, what do I have to complain about? Oh, is that a little bit cold out? Am I a little bit tired? That's great. That's very inspirational.
Yes.
So yeah, my next question is jumping off that a little bit, but students ask me this a lot as well, and that's if I get nervous to perform for other people, if I'm afraid to play drums in public, what advice do you give to a student who says that?
Okay, I need to be honest in this, to answer this. So for me, it is happen. The student are not ready to play. So I'm learning English, right? Right. So if I need to get the stage to talk with million people in English about nature, man, I would be like nervous, okay? Because I'm not ready to do that.
Hmm.
I learn English. I'm learning. But if I have just one mission, just to get in the stage and talk about samba, playing drums,
Hmm.
the entire world can be in this place. I will be happy. I'll be talking. I'll be playing. Because I'm ready to do that. As I speak English, talking English, if I need just get to this stage and see, thank you guys, I'm ready. I'm not afraid about that. I'm not afraid. Isaac will be English, and there is 1 million people there. Okay, that's only thank you. Okay, I can do it. Thank you guys, because I'm ready to do that.
Hmm.
If I'm not ready, I will be, afraid. Will be some crazy, things will happen because I'm not ready. If I'm ready, will be Dennis Chambers, Vini Colaiura, Tony Williams can be here. I'm ready to play. That's not a problem. I can play. You know, get ready. So students, get ready.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to try to realize you're ready. It's like sometimes you might be ready, but you're still afraid. But then maybe you just need to face that fear, because what's the worst that can happen? Maybe you mess up, but you're still alive. But
That's true.
the world is still spinning. But I think sometimes if you've practiced to a point where you have the ability, maybe you still need repetitions to go out into public and perform so that your confidence grows as well.
Yes, that's true.
What's your usual practice routine these days? When you sit down to practice, what does an average day of practice look like for you?
Every day I need to show my body, to teach my limbs to play in different ways. And that's not easy. I got angry every day about that because, yeah, for me, that's the way that I run through, playing different things in the same time. That's amazing for me because the basics of Brazilian style, it's about that, right? It's about that. You have foundation, you play, one rhythmic cell in your feet, another one in left hand, another one in right hand, every time. So I need to master this concept more and more and more every day. Yes, I'm working on it. I'm still working, and I will working, my entire life in this style.
How much time do you spend on stuff that's difficult versus stuff that's easy or fun to play? Like within, say, a 2-hour practice session, do you spend the entire time doing hard things, or do you split the time up and then spend some time playing along with music or something?
I got it. I got it. So if I have 2 hours, 3 minutes warm up, 1 hour practicing the exercises, only exercises, and over the metronome, slowly, exercise, 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 exercise. Then three last minutes applying the exercises. So warm up, exercises, and applying the exercises. I can apply this just using the metronome, playing grooves and exercises, or tracks, playing along. Yeah, for me, that's what I use every day. If I have 2 hours, sometimes I have just one. Sometimes I have 4 hours. But I don't like to practice less than 2 hours a day. But it happens a lot, a lot. But today, in this time, these days, my goals it's practicing every day 2 hours, no less than 2 hours.
Yeah, that's inspirational too. These days, 2 hours are great. If I can get an hour and a half, I'm usually pretty happy. For me, the most important thing is to practice some amount every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 hours is 2 hours is great. You're pushing me a little. I got to work harder.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Let's do it. Let's do it.
How has your practice routine changed from when you were younger?
All different because I started. I was 5 years old, and in that time, I was just playing drums and going to school. In Brazil, school it's different to United States. You get in like 8 a.m. and you get out 11:30. Yeah, and then go to your home and practice drums every like 6, 7 hours every day. It was for me like that for like 15 years. 15 years. And, and you get age. You have many things to do, work, classes. So, and now I have 3 kids. 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's like wow for me every day. Wow.
The amount of time you spent when you were young is pretty amazing to me too, but it explains a lot. And yeah, for people who see somebody like you and think he was born with it, like obviously you do have a gift, but you never took that for granted. Like every single day when you were young, you were putting in those hours, and it's so young an age. That's just amazing.
I never play soccer, video games. My mom was asking me to get like inside of home every day. You know, like in my house was like military thing. Get home, mom. I need you to go to the street. Play with my friend. No, home. Yeah, it was like that in my. It was my life. It was my life. So that's why I was playing drums, playing drums, playing drums.
What are a couple of lessons, things that you've learned from musicians you've played with? So you've played with a bunch of great musicians. What are some things that they've taught you, lessons about how to play music?
That's different. Even if I'm playing using play-alongs, drum less, it's completely different to play, with another musicians, as playing my trio, Brazilian jazz project. So I need to I need to walk together. I need to feel together. I need to have the same level, the same musical level to play with them, you know, because yeah, to the band, to the group has like walking the same level. I need to listen a lot, the piano and the bass, and I need to summertime I need to serve them, but summertimes I need to, you know, push them to play with me summertime. So the sense, it needs to be in high level for me. That's we can say if you are a very good musician, you will sound like a musician. You will not sound like a drummer playing alone. You know, for me, the biggest thing it's like if my wife it's listen some band, watching some band, and that's all beautiful, and she is not a musician, and she can like listen. Maybe we are playing different time signature, great things, but if she can listen like 1 hour, the band it's like wow for me. But if the she doesn't, can't listen, that's something wrong. So for me, I need to be, I don't know how can I say this word, but I need to be like, you know, I want to look at me playing and think like that's sophisticated. If she look at me like wow that's crazy, that's playing a lot, I don't like that. I like that's sophisticated, wow babe, that's beautiful, that's amazing. Your solo was beautiful. For me that's the she saying, she's not musician, but if she say like wow the solo was crazy, was wow, no, I don't like that. I like being musician, beautiful. I need to play beautiful, beautiful, you know.
So no matter what type of music you're playing, even if it's complicated as a style, you want to be able to convey the emotion so that even a listener who doesn't understand the technicalities still gets the emotional content.
That's the point for me. Exactly the same. Yes.
I remember about 10 years ago, I interviewed VJ Iyer, the piano player, who's very famous for odd meter music. And I asked him a similar question. I was like, what are you trying to do when you write these complicated songs?
Wow.
And he was like, yeah, the odd meters are mostly just a way to convey a feeling. But if a listener in a coffee shop hears my music and isn't moved by it, if they don't feel the emotion from the music, then I've failed in what I'm trying to do. Then I've just written something fancy that's not really doing anything. Does that make sense?
That's what I was trying to say, but my English is not ready to
No,
say
you said it very well. You said it very well.
that. I'm sorry, man.
No, this has been great. I really, really appreciate your time. My last question is just, what musical projects do you have going on that you would like the viewers or listeners to know about?
For now, I'm working in another single that calls Salamambo.
Salamambo.
But after that, I really need and I really want to get my full album and a DVD too. Yes, I have a friend that, and he told me that like if you don't have album, if you don't have one DVD or album, you don't have social security. You know, as a person, you don't have social. You know, what is your album?
Yeah.
Where I need to listen about, you know, about you. Who are you, man? Who are you? Oh, I play
Yeah.
like that. No, 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 no. Your album. Who are you? You know, if you don't have album, you don't have like, you know, social security as a musician.
The album, is this with your trio?
Yes.
Okay.
Or I'm thinking about it, or quartet with a saxophone.
Okay. Do you write music for your band?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes, I play guitar, acoustic guitar, and my songs came to through my acoustic guitar.
And then a DVD, like an instructional DVD?
Band, yeah, band DVD.
That's fantastic. Well, everybody should follow you on Instagram. Yeah, your videos are great. Also, your videos on the Minel channel, fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going there in October again.
Oh, cool. Cool. Well, say hi to Chris for me.
Oh yeah, Chris. Yeah, he's amazing, right?
Yeah, such a cool guy. Well, listen, Isaac, I really, really appreciate it. Appreciate you making the time. This has been great.
Thank you so much for inviting me. One more time, I'm sorry for my English. I will be better in the next time. And if you want to make cuts, you can. You know, you can use everything all the time if you want. So I'm sorry for my English again. And yeah, it was my pleasure. My pleasure.
Fantastic. Well, talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your day.